Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. My name is Dr. Guttman, and I am Miss Fulton's physician. Miss Fulton is currently being charged of a crime that she did not do, breaking and entering. It seems impossible that someone would not be guilty of something they actually did, but Miss Fulton's case is different than most. Let me explain. Miss Fulton has a disease called Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's is a very common disease. Many of you have probably heard of it, and it occurs in the elderly. We can consider that 65 years of age or older. It is the most common type of dementia. Dementia can be defined as a loss of mental ability associated with gradual death of brain cells. This gradual death of brain cells eventually leads to poor memory capabilities. Now, this continuous death of brain cells doesn't just come out of nowhere. One cause of it is because of a protein called beta amyloid. Beta amyloid is okay in the quantity it's supposed to be in the brain, but not when too much is there. In Alzheimer's patients, there is a mutation in the gene that codes for beta amyloid. This mutation leads to too much beta amyloid being made and causes plaques in the brain. These beta amyloid plaques kill brain cells. Here's a picture that was taken underneath a microscope of various brain cells, otherwise known as neurons. Here we have a normal neuron, and here we have a neuron that is surrounded by a plaque of beta amyloid. This plaque blocks off the neuron from communicating with other cells and eventually leads to its death as well. Another cause of Alzheimer's disease has to do with a protein called tau. Tau is essential in the transport system to carry out vital materials. In Alzheimer's disease, tau malfunctions and causes tangles between neurons. Here are two normal neurons. However, up here there are two neurons with tangled ends. This is because of tau malfunctioning. And what will happen when neurons tangle? An increased chance of cell death. This teamwork between tau tangles and beta amyloid plaques cause many harmful behavioral differences, but the most noticeable is a lack of memory. In the early stages of Alzheimer's, recently learned information is forgotten very easily, like forgetting important dates or events or having to ask for the same information over and over again. However, Miss Fulton is not in an early stage of Alzheimer's anymore. She usually doesn't remember her family members' names and sometimes doesn't even recognize them. When someone asks her where she lives or what state she's in, she never answers correctly. But most importantly, people in Miss Fulton's stage of Alzheimer's may forget where they are, how they got there, or what their destination even looks like. This is what happened to Miss Fulton. She mistakenly walked into the wrong house because she thought it was hers. This is not her fault, considering she has no control over how Alzheimer's is damaging her abilities to recognize. Accusing Miss Fulton of breaking and entering would be completely cruel, considering she had no intentions of walking into someone else's house, and she has no control over if she remembers which house is the correct one. Thank you all so much for your time, and for understanding that the effects of Miss Fulton's disease on her behavior are out of her control. I hope you all make the right decision today about Miss Fulton's innocence.